Hello guys, I'm Archibald Chesterfield III and today is Easter Friday and I'd like to show you the ArchieLuxury AC3 wristwatch collection. So let's do a state of the collection. This is for 2020 COVID-19 situation and we're going to be doing a state of the collection here. I got to tell you that last time I've done collection reviews, I've used this beautiful Louis Vuitton box, the box with the pink interior. Due to COVID-19 restrictions, I cannot, and social distancing laws, we cannot use that in the photo shoot. No, we need to be keeping 1.5 meters apart. And we also need to be expressing very, very extreme caution. So what's happened to the AC3 wristwatch collection? A lot has gone on. Why is it going on? Well, we got to stop the rodents. The rodents. We can't have the rodents having a better collection than the pontiff. The rodents, you know, they're gnawing at the bit. They're buying views, buying subscribers, but our pontiff, our fearless, timeless leader, he's investing in Patek Philippe, Grand Classique from Patek Philippe. Before we start the extravaganza, before we show you the Easter weekend holiday break collection, let's just have a quick look at some of the pieces in the shrine. This is the Holy Cross of the Calatrava. This is the cathedral at St. Paul's. We have some very healthy offering in the library there. We've got the Mondani, Mondani, Patrici, the Bibles on Patek Philippe. We've got the Nick Folks Patek Philippe book there. We've also got the very famous book from John Reardon, a Patek expert. I've got the Patek Philippe in America. We've got very good classics here. We've got Patek Philippe, Cult Object and Investment. We've got quite a number of catalogs, magazines, and Patek magazines articles. These are savored and collected, and they're looked after under armed guard, as well as a illustrious collection of old booklets stretching from the 90s until this modern age there. So there we have it there. This is the shrine in St. Paul's Cathedral, home of the Holy Calatrava. Let's start this Patek. Let's look at the state of the collection. Okay, the first piece in our collection is the beautiful World Time. And this time I'm just going to show you the paperwork for this piece. So every piece in the men's side of the collection is fully box papers. So this piece here, this illustrious piece, of course, is the World Time. We'll come to that in a minute. But these is the paperwork. We've got the special book on how to set it. We've got all the booklets from the archive here. Now, what I have done is, because we are in COVID-19 restrictions, every piece that I own here, what I have done is, with the paperwork in the folder, I have attached a few interesting things. Naturally, we have a full service history. Every time a piece has gone in for service or repair, the paperwork has been retained. So in this case here, you can see a number of receipts and bookings and invoices. As well as that there, what I have done is I have copies of the original purchase purchase invoice. I also have copies of, I have a copy of the original certificate, the certificate of origin. So the original is kept in the bank safe, but a photocopy is in the folder itself there. And each piece also has a photograph which goes into each folder. If the pontiff shall die, I want the heirs to be able to match up the boxes and paperwork for the correct piece. There can be substantial financial losses if a watch is sold without papers. So I've tried to put a photograph of said piece in every example of the wristwatches. Okay, let's get into the meat in this sandwich here. So here we go. Here is our beautiful Patek Philippe. This is the Grand Classique. This is the 5110. This is the magnificent world time. So this piece here is the piece that is I've had continuously for the longest time. It's the 5110J. Now it is presented here in its box. That's correct. This is a boxed example. And I gotta tell you, this has been a grail for many years. I have wanted a Patek Philippe World Time 5110 since the early 2000s. I remember swimming in Pattaya. I was in Jamonton Beach, just lazing about thinking, you know, if I had unlimited money, what would I want? And the piece that came to mind was the 5110. And here we go. Have a look. Have a look. I've for this year, I've specially got a special table with camera here. Look at this here. Look at the guilloche on this particular piece. It is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Let's just drill in there. Look at this. This is one of the finest examples of the art of guilloche. This is the reason Patek Philippe charges the big bucks and gets the big bucks. Absolutely stunning, gorgeous example of this Grand Classique. Now the thing about this, the 5110, it's the crown guards. Take a look at this here. The crown guards. This is what makes this piece so special. The crown guards. This was an early noughties. This piece came out in 2000, and the world had never seen this from the house of Patek Philippe. Crown guards, absolutely sporty, revolutionary, and oh my God, it broke the mold for the dress watch genre. So this is my example here. It doesn't get a lot of wristwatch use. No, she resides in the bank vault. Absolutely stunning piece. Absolutely stunning piece. Absolutely stunning piece. The 5110. This is a J in yellow gold. Now let's have a look at this particular back of the piece. Here we go. This is what makes this piece so special. It's using the micro rotor. That's correct, the micro rotor. This is the Patek 240 movement. Absolutely to die for. Stunning piece. Just take a look. This is what Patek Philippe does. They make beautiful movements. The finishing, look at this here. This ain't no Squale. This is a Patek Philippe. Just take a look at this superb piece. The other interesting point of reference is the fact that it has this came standard with the deployant buckle in precious metal, of course, to match the watch. This is a yellow gold deployant. So it's the specs on this watch here. It's 37 mils across. It uses 20 mil straps, tapering down to 14 mil on the buckle. So 20 to 14 mil. Display back, and it's, I believe it's a 21.6 beats per hour. That's the vibration rate. Absolutely stunning. It is the this is my grail piece. This is the top of the line. This is it. This is what makes ArchieLuxury so superior to those nasty, vicious, mean rodents. The rodents. I mean, the rodent thought it was classy to buy an 18038. My God, that is garbage. It's absolute garbage when you compare it to a Patek of this caliber, a complicated Patek. This is it. The high end of wristwatch. Finery and horology.
Hi guys, ArchieLuxury, and who do I recommend in America? In America, who do I recommend for quality pre-owned wristwatches? David SW, David SW, David SW. Go to davidsw.com. He is the best, the greatest pre-owned dealer in all of the United States of America. David SW, David SW, David SW.
Okay, the next piece coming up is the fabulous annual calendar. Again, we've got the books here for the annual calendar itself. It includes a special book here on how to set and use the annual calendar. The books for the library, and I just like to keep everything period correct for the piece. Again, following the same rules, COVID-19, in case the heirs have to deal with the estate. We've got, of course, receipt. We've got all the service records for the piece, all services that have been completed, expenditure that has been outlaid. We have a photocopy of the certificate of origin, and of course we have a photograph of said piece in case the COVID-19 bites hard, gets rid of the pontiff, and the estate has to deal with the disposal of said goods. Okay, let's get this critter opened up. Let's open the box and take a look. Here we have 5035. The 5035, the fabulous first annual calendar from Patek Philippe. So this is a really cool piece. I've owned this piece twice. I originally bought this to celebrate my 40th birthday in 2012. Had it for 18 months and had to sell it for personal reasons. I needed the money. And I sold it to a fan on the channel, and then I subsequently bought it back. That's correct. I bought this piece back. Bought this piece back in 19. That's correct. Just before the COVID went crazy. And a couple of, let's have a sticky beak here. From this side here, you can see where they've put the little the push, the little holes here, that's to adjust functions of this annual calendar. The other period, we'll just look at the other side here. The other side of this piece here, we'll just zoom right in. We've got two pushes there. A stylus, of course, is with this piece to adjust these. You'll notice it doesn't have the crown guards of the world time. No, this came out in the later 90s to 1996. And interestingly enough here, this piece here has a few little quirks to it, which I'm going to show you. Take a look at the bezel itself on this piece. It's a concave, that's right, an inverted bezel. They did this to make it appear smaller than the watch was. The other interesting thing about this piece here is it's one of the few annual calendars in the Patek lineup not to have a moon phase function. Now let's take a look at this piece. In the side of the box there, you'll see the stylus is stored very nicely. Okay, here we go, the 5035. Let's have a sticky beak at this here. This piece here, obviously it's an annual calendar. It means that it needs setting only in February, hence the name annual calendar. Interestingly enough, this here has more parts than a perpetual calendar. Okay, so let's have a look. So if we zoom in on the dial, we've got the day, Monday through to Sunday. Next eye there, we have the months. You can see it January, then March. So to make room, it's got the little dot to signify February, the alternating months. And down at the 6 o'clock, we've got the date, and above that, a 24-hour time display, so that the whole reason for this is so that people didn't adjust this watch in the wrong time period, because if you adjust it when it was gearing up to change for the day, you could do damage to the movement. Hence the reason they put the 24-hour display at the 6. Let's have a look at this piece. Let's flip it over. Let's see the movement. It uses the Patek Philippe. This is a 3-1-5 movement, which is a movement they've used in a number of pieces, Aquanauts, Nautiluses. The 3-1-5 movement was later revised, given a higher beat. It's now a 3-2-4 movement. The 3-1-5 movement beats at 21,600 beats per hour. That's the vibration rate there. So as you can see, it's got the big rotor. The world time had the micro rotor, so this is actually the Patek's bread and butter automatic big rotor piece. This particular movement itself is used in a lot of pieces. The big plus point for this movement is that it allows center seconds. That's correct, center seconds. And a lot of perpetual calendars are based on the 240 micro rotor, and therefore have no second display, no seconds. Same as the world time, that's also got no seconds displayed. So this here being the 3-2-4 movement, it actually has the big second hand, which is something I really love. I feel this piece feels like a vintage Rolex. It's kind of the Calatrava case is Patek's kind of Rolex oyster type case. And it feels like I remember I had, I think, a Speed King or an Air King from the 50s. It feels very vintagey, the flavor. The specs on this piece here, so this is a 5035J, J for yellow gold. It uses the 3-1-5 movement, and the straps, it's a 37 mil, 37 width there, and it's using a 19 mil strap, and it tapers down to 14 mils, tapers down to 14. This model here came standard with the tang buckle, although you could obviously add a optional deployant buckle, but standard speak is the tang buckle. And there we have it, the 5035. This piece, I've just had it fully overhauled by Patek in Singapore, and I've worn it just very sparingly. It's just a great piece to own and behold. It's a fabulous piece. One does need to be careful, the water resistance, of course, with the pusher holes there, but an absolute gem to behold, and a very important part of the ArchieLuxury wristwatch collection. No rodents have an AC, an annual calendar. That's correct. AC, ArchieLuxury, Archibald Chesterfield, no rodents I see have an annual. So it keeps those nasty rodents away from your pontiff. Absolutely. Look at the dial printing. Interesting with this watch is it has lume. It has lume, a dress watch with lume. And there we go, one of the most beautiful Pateks of modern times, a key reference point in Patek history. The 5035, proudly part of the ArchieLuxury wristwatch collection. Okay, the next piece in the collection is the 5196, the manual wine Calatrava. Again, I have the booklets all saved and preserved here. With the non-complicated pieces, you don't have a special book on how to set the 5196. It has a general movement book. We have details here of the Patek Museum and how to put your name in the archives. Very cool. I've also done the same thing with COVID-19, the COVID-19. We have got full receipts for any services or strap purchases. Again, I have a photocopy of the certificate of origin with the original in the bank safe, and I have a photograph of said piece in case the executors of the ArchieLuxury estate, the COVID bites bad and the pontiff perishes. The collection must stay together for the next generation. Okay, the Le Grand Classique from Patek Philippe. Here is the watch that is so much in demand. This is the Patek Philippe 5196. This is truly legendary. This has been a Patek that many people start with the mark. They acquire a 5196. 5196, of course, harks back to the original Calatrava, released in the early 30s, 1932, when the Stearns took over Patek Philippe. The reference 96. The 5196 is the latest incarnation of this said reference. 5196 originally came as a 31 mil size watch. Now the 5196 is 37 mils, so it has really expanded in size. However, the dial layout is very traditional. The 5196, wowzers, look at this here. This here is the Le Grand Classique. This is what this piece is called by Patek's aficionado and staff, the Grand Classique. This piece here is the flagship, of course. The Calatrava line is the flagship, the signature line of the brand. 5196, this is a really interesting piece. This was released in the 2000s, Early 2000s is when this baby came out. It replaced the 5096. This piece itself here, absolutely gorgeous piece. What can I say? The 5196, absolutely stunning. It's a stunning critter. This is a critter like no other. This piece here, I have it fitted with an Aaron Bespoke. Aaron Bespoke strap. That's correct. I've decided to leave it on for this review because of the attention to detail and quality. Aaron Bespoke in Montreal, Canada. Aaron Bespoke. Combat watch straps he also goes as, but we prefer to use the Aaron Bespoke name because it's more befitting for the attention to detail this man does on his straps. Okay, this piece here, 5196. What a gorgeous piece. And it's represented today in its original box. This is the original box that this piece came out in. Okay, let's take a closer look at this piece here, the 5196. It is a 37mm Calatrava, 37mm across. It uses a 21mm strap, and it tapers down to 16 mils at the buckle. These came standard with a tang buckle. The piece itself there is famous for its traditional Calatrava look, the sub-seconds at 6. If we flip it over, look at the side profile there, very, very, very conservative Patek. And on the back, what do we have there? We have a metal back. Hello, Archie. Yes, this is a metal back, the gold back. This is ideal to put a initials, a message to the next generation. Some say it was done because the movement, the 215, this uses the manual wind 215 movement, was a little bit smaller and has a metal spacing ring around it. Just not as elegant as Patek would expect in a display back watch, but I think they did it just to preserve the tradition of the Calatrava. It had a metal back. Absolutely beautiful. This is what all dress watches are compared to. This is it. This is it. This is it. That's correct. This is what the reference point for dress watches. This is no compromise. This is a proper modern dress watch. No rodent has a 5196. I mean, this is where, if you want to buy a horological Holy Trinity member, this is what you buy. You buy a 5196. You don't muck around with 33mm girls' watches. You buy a 5196. And you certainly don't, if you are going to go with AP, you don't get cast-offs from supposed fans, which I think he really bought it off eBay. Highly over-polished and very poorly presented examples at the lower end of the spectrum. Yes, I'm just telling you the truth there. You buy nice, beautiful, clean, wonderful examples. This example here is a 2012. It features the Patek Philippe seal, no longer the Geneva seal, and highly polished back there. Look at that. I might even put a message there to my son. We'll see what happens there. So there you go, an absolute gorgeous piece, the Patek 5196. Just superb, absolutely superb, and very much part of the ArchieLuxury wristwatch collection. Okay, moving right along, and we've got a Patek Philippe 5127. 5127. This is my classic white gold white gold Calatrava. And the piece I've got here, I have got something to show you. Yes, indeed. So I have fitted an optional extra deployant buckle. I got it from European Watch Gallery Shawnee. And I've retained the original tang buckle. So I have fitted that to a spare strap. It's always good to have a spare Patek Philippe strap on hand. So there you go, guys. That is the original tang buckle there for the piece. Obviously, I do have the papers. This is the same way as the other pieces there. We have, because it's a non-complicated Patek Philippe here, we have the movement manual here. This is for the, you can see the nice 324 315 basic movement on the cover there. Again, I've got the same invitations to register and etc., as well as a book on service agents and distributors and agents around the world for Patek care. On the other side here, I have got copies of the receipts, all the history of said piece, and of course, I also have a photocopy of the certificate of origin, and a photo of said piece, COVID-19, in case the pontiff perishes, the estate can piece together the papers for the appropriate piece there. So this is how I have stored this here, so that the certificate, that's in, as I said, in the bank safe itself. And here we go. This is the Patek Philippe 5127. Now, if you know my collection long enough now, you will know I paid a very high price for this piece. I traded the Maserati Blue Dial Daytona and a couple $1,000s to get this 5127. This here is very, if you look at the case profile, it's very different to the 5196. It's more rounded and flowy. These came out early 2000s, 2003. Just a very peaceful, elegant piece. They originally came out as the 5107, which is the piece I had for a number of years before I had to part with it for personal reasons. I wanted to re-go and buy a 5107. Unfortunately, none to be found, but I found the successor, the 5127. 5127 is famous for having slightly more, it's got a more curved bezel. This is what the difference between the two references are. Some people prefer the 5107, some people prefer the 5127. I think they're both very good. This is actually a fairly early 5127. The reason you can say, how do I know that? How do we know that? Indeed, how do we know that? Well, the big telltale sign is it has 57 dots. Later ones had 60 dots. Where the date apparatus is, you would have 3 dots there. So this is an earlier one, and it uses the 315 movement. Later 5127s use the 324 movement. The other interesting quirk of this piece here, of course, is the fact that this is a rhodium plated Calatrava. That's correct. The white gold from Patek has traditionally been rhodium plated. Later versions of the 5127 were then when Patek changed its white gold mix to not require the rhodium plating. I think that, in all honesty, I think the rhodium plated versions have a nicer color spectrum for the white gold there, but there's nothing wrong with either there. Patek is a Patek there. Very proud to have this piece here. This is just an elegant white gold Patek Philippe with the opaline dial. This is one of my favorite Pateks of all time. I recently disposed of a 5296 white gold with opaline dial, and the punter buying the piece said to me, he actually preferred the 3127, and I thought long and hard, but I decided I would keep the 5127 because I have the 5196 in the collection, and the 5196, very similar case to the 5296, even though the 5296 is 38 mil and the 5196 is 37 mil. Absolutely gorgeous Patek Philippe. This is an absolute gem of a piece. The attention to detail, everything about this piece here. If you have a look, applied indices and drilled little dots, It's everything Patek does is just difficult and hard to do. They just want to make it absolutely perfect indeed. So I've got to tell you myself there, what's my own view on this piece? I seriously love it. I love the 5127. I think 5127s, 5107s are just a romantic time of the early 2000s when the world was a different place. No coronavirus, no nonsense. It was a very different place there. Patek Philippe was still doing the Geneva seal. This piece here is signed with the Geneva seal. Later, 5127s had the Patek Philippe seal. Changeover 2009. This piece here was sold in 2008. Very interesting piece indeed. It's Patek Philippe, and part of the collection here. Absolutely love this 37 mil piece here. Let's take a closer look at it. Okay, we take a look at this piece here. It's a 37 mil size. It uses a 20 mil width on the strap, and that tapers down to 16 mils. I have fitted the optional extra deployant clasp there. This option itself is about 5,500 Aussie dollars, about 3,500 US to do. But I, of course, have retained the original tang buckle because I like to have both. You don't want to just replace it and dispose of the other one. This is the 18 karat white gold tang buckle. So that very much stays with the piece indeed. This watch itself here uses the 315 movement. Just take a look there. Absolutely beautiful. Very similar to the 5035, which uses a base 315 movement as well. So as you can see, beautifully done. Represented here with the deployant buckle. I like the choices. I like the choice of having both. I like to have both for the display there. 5127, this could be my one and only, one and done. Yes, it could be. This is just elegant. I love the style of it. Do I like the 5107 better or the 5127? This is the 5127. I got to be completely, totally, 100% honest with you. There's pros of the 5127. The 5127 came with the big fuck off mahogany box. But I got to be honest with you, I actually prefer the 5107. I think the bezel smoother is more elegant. I think it is more elegant. But they're basically the same wrist watch there itself. So there you have it. The 5127, one of the cornerstones, white gold Calatrava, absolutely, positively, absolutely beautiful, gorgeous. It's classy. It's a Patek Calatrava. No rodent has one of these. The rodents, come on, rodents, nibble me out, rodents. Come on, rodents, come on, you little rodents, come and buy one. Come on. Now that you've done a deal, you can buy one. So 5127, absolutely beautiful absolutely beautiful. Okay guys, here we are. We're coming into Brisbane Vintage Watches, my good friends. Just going into Brisbane Arcade, and we're going to go and see Ronnie. Let's have a look. So this is Brisbane Arcade. A lot of shops closed. Ooh, just closed completely. Even for takeaway, they've realised it's tough business. So have a look at this arcade here. Very, very quiet. It's very, very hard. What can you say? It's tough. It's tough. Brisbane Vintage Watch Co. is in business. Look at that. There we go. Very, very tough indeed retailing.
Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Mark Goldberg for Archie Luxury AC3, the Pontiff, Satan Deville. I want to sincerely thank you for having sat through this video because I know it was awful, but you know what? You do it for the greater good of humanity. Thank you so much. Now, a couple of quick pieces of homework. Now that you've watched this video, I would like you to hit thumbs up. If you must, hit thumbs down, but if you'd hit thumbs up, I would especially appreciate it. Go ahead and leave a really nasty comment and tell him how awful this content was, but most importantly of all, the entire reason that I am linking up with Archie Luxury in the first place. I am a published author, Let Dogs Be Dogs, available in bookstores, Amazon, and electronically somewhere near you. Remember, Archie Luxury, he's not just a figment of your imagination.